Welcome to the News Belt on the show. Now, in our first story, more than 3,000 school children in the Binduri district of the Upper East region do not have desks to sit on for academic work. This is according to the district chief executive, Ayenga Abagre Yakubu, who is calling on government and corporate organizations to help. He was speaking to JoyNews after the National Petroleum Authority presented 500 dual desks to the district assembly to be distributed to some basic schools in the area. Correspondent Albert Sori now reports.
The Binduri district of the Upper East region is one of the new districts created in the year 2012. Before then, it was part of the Boko municipality. As a growing district still trying to get all its structures in place, the education sector here is lagging behind the older districts of the region. Many of the basic schools here lack furniture, and the school children have to either sit on the bare classroom floors or improvise in some other ways to sit for lessons. According to the district chief executive, Ayenga Abagre Yakubu, the furniture deficit in basic schools in the Binduri district is about 3,400.
From the GS last year, beginning of last year, a director actually gave me, and the number was about 3,400 or so. And as we are procuring, then we still have the needs. It is increasing because as we have just procured this like this, you go and because of one single nail, they will abandon that desk. So when you go to the school, some of the schools you see, especially the metal ones, you see the guests because of a screw, they will just park it somewhere.
The National Petroleum Authority, NPA, has donated 500 dual desks to the Member of Parliament for the Binduri constituency, Abdullahi Abanga, who has in turn presented the furniture to the District Assembly to help reduce the furniture deficit in the schools. The NPA made the donation in response to a request the MP made to them for support. Alice Atubiga presented the furniture to the District Assembly on behalf of the MP.
Petroleum Authority has done a great job for us because we have issues and we always run to them for support, and they are always willing to support us. We want to say a big thank you to them on behalf of my district chief executive and my MP on Abanga Abdullahi. I've also seen pictures of dilapidated schools in the constituency. So I would like to encourage benevolent organizations who are interested in education to also come and renovate such schools for us. All these things motivate the children, and the environment they learn in. All these things will encourage them and motivate them to learn better.
Some of the school children were excited to finally have furniture for their classrooms.
When we come to class, we lie on the floor, we don't feel comfortable. But now that this furniture has come, it will help us in our studies. We thank National Petroleum Authority for this furniture for us to sit on.
The district chief executive said the dual desks will be distributed to 3 schools that are in dire need of them. He, however, appealed for more donations of furniture to cater to many more school children in the district. For JoyNews, Albert Sori, Binduri.
Well, in our next story, management of the Hohoe Evangelical Presbyterian Senior High School has lamented the continuous encroachment on school lands. Headmaster Franklin Amesimeku indicated, irrespective of a court injunction on the development of the land, some acres of the school land have been sold illegally and are being developed. Speaking to JoyNews, he called on the relevant authorities to step in to stop the sale and encroachment on the school's lands.
The Hohoe Evangelical Presbyterian Senior High School was established in 1961 on 225 acres of land provided by 7 amalgamated families in the B traditional area in the Hohoe municipality. Checks by JoyNews revealed that 600 cedis, a live from 6 bottles of schnapps and a pot of palm wine were provided to signify the formal acquisition of the land in 1969. Franklin Amesimeku is the headmaster of HEBS.
The first one is Akufo-Addo Chevi family of Trevi Bihohoi. The second family is Brahini family of Trevi Bihohoi. We have a Samani family of Tokoni Bihohoi. Then we also have a Valime family of Chevi Bihohoi. Then the fifth family who also donated land to the school is the Ku family of Tokoni Bihohoi. We have Nugbe family of Chevi Trevi Bihohoi. Then lastly, we have Afeke family of Akufo-Addo Bihohoi, headed by Mr. Joseph Kofi Afeke. So these were the families that are documented to have donated the land on which the school was established.
There were no disagreements until about 2 decades ago when some individuals claimed ownership of undeveloped parcels of land in the southeastern part of the school land. This led to a legal tussle with the Hohwe High Court subsequently laying an injunction on the development of the conflicted land.
In fact, we've been having a challenge with our school land for close to 20 years now. The case is in court and an injunction is placed on the land.
However, there's an indication of continuous illegal sales and development of the conflicted land. Several boundary pillars have been erected with buildings at various stages of completion on the land. This comes as a surprise to the school authorities who had relied on the court to enforce the injunction until the case is brought to a closure.
We are aware that the people selling the land to those who are putting up the structure on them are the very people who send the matter to court. So if the case progresses, then they will come with an intervention that they want to withdraw the case for the chiefs to settle. And that buffer space that they will create between taking the case from the court to the chiefs to settle, that is when they have been selling the land. So the very people who send this matter to court are the very people who are selling the land. So as a school, we are appealing to the old students, to the chiefs and people of the traditional area to come to the aid of the school so that we can protect our school land for our future development.
The teaching body fears the school may lose a substantial quantity of its land if authorities sit aloof, allowing people to continue to sell off the lands. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Hohwe.
In our next story now, as the world makes tireless efforts to ensure healthy lives and promote the well-being of people of all ages, a leading palm oil production company in Ghana, Benso Oil Palm Plantation, is working towards ensuring communities in its catchment areas have access to quality healthcare. The latest is the construction of a CHIPS compound and nurses' quarters for 2 of its host communities. Samuel Kojobrace has the rest of the story.
For years, several communities in the Benso enclave have been without adequate health facilities, affecting the delivery of quality healthcare. But today, communities like K3 and K9 in the area have all heaved a sigh of relief due to the intervention of the Benso Oil Palm Plantation, BOP. The company has handed a fully furnished CHIPS compound with a nurse's flat at a cost of 500,000 Ghana cedis to the K3 community. The chief of K3, Nanayao Enchibo-Siako II, says this facility is a timely intervention by BOP.
Because we'll be
accessing healthcare was difficult for us, such that when someone fell ill, how to get him or her to the hospital was a big problem for us. We did something small as a community, but that was not enough. So we appealed to BOP and they have come to our aid with this. This will really help health delivery here in this community. In the K9 community, BOP handed over a completed two-bedroom flat for use by the nurses at the CHIPS compound there. The health director for the Mpoho district, Dr. Nanamre Kujima, says these interventions by Bob means a lot to health delivery in the area.
You know, both these communities, K3 and K9, are deprived communities and hard to reach. So not having any decent healthcare facility to take care of the members around has been a bother. We've had other facilities which are even quite far away come and do outreach centers here, outreach points here. What this means is that we use the same workers from elsewhere. They come and just find a temporary place and see those that they can see. So having a healthcare center, a proper one built like this, even with facilities, accommodation facilities for the workers, is superb, and we are most grateful.
The DCE of the area, Ignatius Asa Mensah, says Bob has been a wonderful corporate citizen to the Mpoho district.
For Bob, they have been very, very supportive since I became the district chief executive. In fact, in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of road networks, there are most bad roads in my district here. And whenever I fall on them, most especially in rainy seasons, they try to mobilize machines to come and assist. There was even a time that the road was such that children who are going to school had a difficulty crossing from the other end to the other. But Bob, when I fell on them, they intervened and helped me to let the road become passable.
The general manager of Benso Oil Palm Plantation, Samuel Avala, says the company undertakes these initiatives as their way of contributing to the development of the catchment areas.
I mean, corporate governance requires that every company, you give back to society under what we call corporate social responsibility. And we are a good corporate citizen. And so this is a normal thing that a good corporate citizen should do. And so are we.
The relationship between Bob and the communities around is one many describe as enviable because of how the company has been responsive to the needs of the communities over the years. According to Bob, there is more in the pipeline for these communities. From Benso, for JoyNews, Samuel Kojo-Brace.
Now, the president of the Progressive Students Network, Godwin Bako-Boafo, is challenging political parties to commit to a national agenda. He says the culture of successive governments abandoning projects initiated by previous governments is one of the banes of Ghana's development. He made the remarks after training leaders from selected second cycle and tertiary institutions in the OT region. Peter Senu has more.
The leadership seminar saw over 500 core prefects drawn from 10 second cycle and tertiary institutions from the OT region. It is to hone the leadership potentials of these leaders to become competent leaders and with integrity. Reverend Apiaje schooled the leaders on the various personality traits and how their personalities could affect their leadership qualities.
If you are told that you stole the thing, or we saw you holding it, how you react will determine your temperament. So if we choose 4 of us or 5 of us, you realize that somebody, he didn't steal it, but it has been said you stole it, and he is quiet. And another person, it has been said you stole it, and then he flares up. Hey, who told you I stole it? And another person will be like, are you sure you saw me holding this thing? Another person will react in another way. So all these reactions is what determines your temperament.
Some participants have been sharing their experiences.
I think it's going to help me a lot because they talked a lot about leadership, and I'm in SHS2 and I would like to be the girls prefect. So they talk about a lot of things that are going to help you being a leader. They said that everything falls and rises on leadership.
Today's seminar has taught me a lot. So as a student leader, I learned to be committed, I learned to be hardworking, I learned to be selfless, I learned to sacrifice for my people. So today, as I return back to my people, I know that I'm going to do all these things, because in implementing all these things, I'll be able to get effective leadership by the end of the academic year.
The president and founder of Progressive Students Network, Evangelist Godwin Bakubuafu, tells us the motive behind the initiative.
The reason why I felt motivated to put together core student prefects at this age to begin to give them understanding about what leadership is about is because when we were young and were in school, we didn't have any organization trying to identify leadership potentials, help them to develop it, create an environment for them to experience what leadership is about and performance oriented, and then also helping them to deploy their leadership skills. I believe that if we had this particular environment created for us when we were in school, probably our leadership exploits wouldn't have been what it is now.
He's calling on political parties to rally behind a national agenda rather than a party agenda.
For me, I think that as a country, our leaders and our politicians should come to a certain consensus to know exactly what Ghana needs. One of the things that really break my heart is when a country is a party is in power, initiate projects, and then when the party is out of power, another party comes. Instead of probably continuing that project, they abandon it and then they initiate other projects. And these things are not like party issues; they are national issues. If you look at how much Ghana has lost, right from Nkrumah's time, probably up to this present government, the abandoning projects. If you quantify that project in monetary terms, I think it would have projected Ghana seriously into a certain level of prosperity that all of us will be proud of today. So for me, I think that we should begin to have a discourse of having a national agenda rather than a party agenda.
Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
Now, Honda Manufacturing Ghana Limited, a Honda subsidiary in Ghana, has launched its Honda HR-V automobile production in Ghana. The vehicle assembling plant in Ghana is the second Honda automobile production plant in Africa, following a plant in Nigeria. Now, launching the commencement of production, Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry Michael Ochribefi charged the company to come out with competitive prices that would sustain their business. There's more in this report.
Commissioning of the assembling plant in Tema makes it the 12th automobile assembling plant in Ghana. Inaugurating the production of the first Honda vehicle in Ghana, Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry Michael Ochribefi underscored the tremendous growth of the automobile industry in Ghana. He says this has become possible due to the Ghana's automobile development policy introduced few years ago by the government. He charged automobile plants that are assembling in Ghana to maintain competitive prices so their product could be afforded by the Ghanaian.
Permit me to also recognize the fact that government is so much happy with the work vehicle assemblers are doing in this country. And it will interest you to note that the vehicle that is yet to be commissioned, today or inaugurated, is going to be the 12th vehicle to be assembled in Ghana. The government is working with some financial institutions to be able to develop a plan. We're almost through vehicle financing policy to enable a lot of the middle class and people in the country to be able to afford vehicles without any problem. I also want to charge Honda that you have other players in the market already. So far, companies that are working directly in the area of vehicle assembly, some of them working directly with the OEMs through partnership arrangement and dealerships, and the OEMs are even doing business directly in Ghana. Make sure you also work hard to be able to come out with prices that will be very attractive to the market. That is the only way you'll be able to survive in the market.
The head of regional for Europe, Africa and Middle East, Kachuhisa Okuda says the company is hoping to penetrate the African market with very good product and remain competitive.
We are very pleased that our second Honda automobile factory in Africa now operation. The Ghanaian government's ambition to encourage a new investment in local production as a route to renewed growth and a more balanced economy will help Honda to expand sales of the HRV, providing joy to even more customers in Western Africa. Although production volume is small at the beginning, we are very proud to have established our local subsidiary and began production on our own. In Ghana, where the population is increasing, we will provide as many as customers as possible with the joy, food, and the freedom of mobility, and the joy of making changes that make their lives more enjoyable.
The managing director of Honda Manufacturing Ghana Limited, Takashi Kajima, indicated that the company is committed to the changing demands of the Ghanaian society based on the Honda philosophy, the joy of buying, the joy of selling, and the joy of creating.
By assembling HRV here in Ghana, by Ghanaians for the Ghanaian customers, this compact SUV delivers trademark versatility, safety, and comfort alongside class-leading dynamic driving performance. The line will produce one of the most popular models in a lineup, and by assembling locally, Honda can serve customers more efficiently with speed. But before the proud owners take delivery of their new cars, the HRV goes through a meticulous global standard inspection, covering 700 items on every vehicle, taking an average of 4 hours per unit. Similar quality check is also applied in the Thailand factory before the components are shipped to Ghana.
The company says it is leveraging the experience and know-how amassed through automobile production in Nigeria as it begins producing automobiles locally for customers in Ghana.
Well, on our final story, the Goldfields Ghana Foundation has signed a memorandum of understanding with World Vision Ghana to support the provision of easy access to potable drinking water for the people of Damang in the Western region. The Goldfields Foundation, which is the first mining sector foundation that invests in education, access to water and sanitation, health and environment, has so far invested over $100 million in the mine host communities like Daman and Takwa. This memorandum of understanding between Goldfields Foundation is expected to improve the living conditions of the people of Damang and the catchment area of the mine. Here's Cordial Opari's report, read to you.
The people of Damang have been struggling with access to safe water. The memorandum of understanding between World Vision Ghana and Goldfields Ghana Foundation seeks to address the crucial issue of water access and sustainability in the community. Abdel Razak Yakubu, the Executive Secretary of Goldfields Ghana, said the investments being made through the partnership with World Vision will go a long way to resolve the water and hygiene problems within the Prestia Huni Valley municipality.
Goldfields Ghana Foundation has a specific scope. We only support projects in the host communities of the mining company. Every now and then we extend support to projects that are of national importance. But when it comes to specific projects such as this, the water provision, our intention is to start from Daman, where the water challenge is a bit acute. And if you are able to deal with that, extend it to other communities in the catchment of Goldfields. So you can talk of places such as Awudria, the traditional capital of the Takwa area. You can talk about New Atuambo, Brahabe Bom. These are all communities around several kilometers away from the mine that we want to, they all should feel the impact of the company, the positive impact of the company on their land. Yeah.
The Achimpenhene of Wasadaman, Nana Ampesi Benemreku I, thanked the partners for the commitment they have demonstrated to improving the situation in the communities and gave the assurance that the project would be properly managed.
For the two entities to come together to try and see how they can address the question of water in that area is very pleasing, and myself and the people of Daman are very grateful for that. This is an MOU that has just been signed. So they say the sweetness of the pudding lies in the eating. I think what we'll be waiting for is to see the real action of water flowing and for people drinking and for us seeing smiles in the faces of the people of Daman. So it is important that working with government, the local government, the chiefs and people of Daman, we should be able to have a way of sustaining. We should be able to have a kind of sustainability plan once this thing. In fact, we need to have it before it is started.
Programs Manager for World Vision, Robel Wamisht, said the partnership between World Vision Ghana and Goldfields Foundation is a testament to the commitment of both organizations to improving the lives of the people in Daman.
This partnership will benefit the Daman and even other communities in such a way that we are bringing safe water to the targeted communities, and we are also strengthening the aspect of governance, sustainability, and then management of water supply systems.
With access to safe water and improved water supply management, the residents of Daman can look forward to a healthier and more sustainable future. Cordial Oparis report, read to you.
Well, that's the note on which we cap off the news. But stay with us. The news review is up next. I'm joined by former Nukes President Dennis Labi Ampofo. He is my guest.